A major change to one of the biggest theme parks in the Southeast could be coming in less than 24 hours. The Charlotte Business Journal report says Six Flags has set a Tuesday vote for its shareholders regarding the Cedar Fair merger. That, of course, is the parent company of Carowinds. This merger isn't without some potential hurdles, though. The federal government is currently reviewing the potential deal. So let's bring in Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. So first, what is the purpose of a meeting like this that's happening tomorrow? Well,
that meeting will give shareholders an opportunity to hear the pitch as to why. The recommendation is already coming from the advisory board that they should take this deal. And I mean, you have folks that have vested interests. They're saying, listen, is this going to allow me to make more money? If you're a shareholder, you're buying those shares not because you like the company only, but you're buying them so that they will generate profit at some point. And if this acquisition, I should say merger, is profitable, they will be making that recommendation to go ahead and approve it. But as you mentioned in the open, the federal government also has its stake and say in this deal as well. I mean, we just saw them shut down the airline merger, and so that potentially could happen here, which I think is extremely unlikely. And that caused the government was saying that they had an opportunity to stifle lower ticket costs. In this situation, this will expand opportunities for folks to clean up some of these parks that have been failing over the years. And you hear the terms often merger and acquisitions thrown together. And I want folks to recognize that those are two different things. When Carowinds back in 2006, they were acquired. They were acquired by their parent company. And that was a cash deal, $1.2 billion cash deal. This is a merger because you have like situated companies, two individual companies that are massive. I mean, 1.8 billion on the one, 1.4 billion on the other. So there's no acquisition there. These are two folks that say, hey, we can get in bed together, we can do business together, and we can make money together. Let's go ahead and do that.
And Six Flags is a very notable name. The DOJ, what is something that they could look at that would potentially tank this deal?
Anything that would allow them to try to monopolize the industry, anything that would affect the consumer, any type of price fixing, and anything that was edging other competition out, because we want to ensure that we have an opportunity for some smaller mom and pop park to be out there, for other parks that are out there to still be around. And if you are saying that now this merger, these companies coming together will push them out of the way, they want to avoid that. And if you can see within their documents, in their emails, in their texts, in their communication, that that was their intended goal, then the government will stop this merger from happening. But if their number one goal is to figure out how they can give individuals access to their parks on a more frequent basis, if it's not to try to cut other folks out, but it allow consumers to get access on a more frequent basis, I think the government will do that. This is normal when a merger of this size, I mean, you're talking about two heavyweights coming together, so this is big.
Well, do you think that this will, what improvements would park goers see from this merger?
I mean, I listened to a guy earlier that's in Ohio, and I mean, he talked about how he goes to about 80 plus parks a year, and he was not happy that this merger was happening because he thought that the Carowinds Park didn't meet the standards for some of the other parks. And so I think they've already done all the work in the background. They recognize that there are some things that Carowinds can bring on that you'll see at another park like a Six Flags or Kings Dominion in the northeastern part of the country that Carowinds just doesn't have, based on size, based on how old it is. And so with a merger, you'll see money being invested into this area and you'll see jobs.
I think a lot of people would like to see that. Khalif, thank you.